Happy birthday, Sagittarius. The seeker. You're known to be the seeker of truth. What's up? Wow, your season is the bomb. I hope not literally. Jesus Christ. No, it's like, I meant like lit, like on fire, but like in a good way. Like, okay, I'm going to stop now. Happy holidays. That's what I'm trying to say. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm grateful for you. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. You know, all of it. All of it. New Year's. I was about to crack a joke about the presidential situation. There's a situationship between Biden and Trump. I had to. They're in a situationship. One wants to break up. The other does not. I'm sorry. No, it's not funny. It's not funny. Fireworks. No, fun fireworks. I'm going to stop now and focus on you, Saggy, for your season. It'll all run smooth. Have you seen my prophecy for the new earth for November, December? Watch it. I do recommend. You can find it on my 13th element or just scroll down my profile. I talk about the new earth, the shift. 9 of Swords. What are you worried about, Sag? This is anxiety. This is concern. This is staying up at night. Staying up at night, not seeing the light. That's what I'm getting. I'm sorry. That sounds a little harsh. I'm tapping into some of you and how you feel. This is now or recent past. So you would already know what I'm talking about. Oh. Oh. Oh my. Saggy, you're off to a very dramatic start. Spiritually. Okay, High Priestess and the Death card. Persephone and Hades. Hades is bae. One of my merchandise is like pants that has the writing Hades is bae. I think it's funny and cool, but you know, especially if you're a Persephone, a High Priestess, I mean, wife for the Lord of the Underworld. Okay. Some of you are experiencing / recently experienced a deep dive into your psyche, into your shadows, into the underworld, becoming very acquainted with yourself in ways of there's no way to run. It's like everywhere you look, there's a mirror. And the thing about it is, instead of seeing how much power reflect back from that mirror, and make no mistakes, this is incredible amount of power. This is literally the god and the goddess of the underworld. Now, in case you're new to this world or new to my channel or new to mythology, the underworld doesn't equal hell. The underworld from Greek mythology and other myths is the realm where all the dead go to, all the spirit go to remain. It's not evil or good. It's just really, really big. It's bigger than the kingdom of the living, for example. So being the rulers of that kingdom, walking, feeling secured within that kingdom takes a lot of power. Takes being able to see at night. And I think the reason you're pulled to that realm, to that state of emotion and mind right now, is in order to show you who you truly are, Saggy, Thing is, it terrifies you. You don't see it right now as something of means to help you tap into your channeling or your third eye or your intuition or getting to know your psyche better in order to heal certain blockages, in order to open up your manifestation, because manifestation happens in the subconscious. Watch my very first 13th element video called True Secrets of Manifestation. I do not repeat the generic things over there. It's real stuff. I combine metaphysics, okay, and quantum physics. It's just and Carl Jung's psychology, the proper real stuff. So check that out, because I think it would really, really help you seeing this, because this is meant to guide you into your powers, into your gifts, into your sight, into your deepest aspects of intuition, and yet you're terrified. You might be experiencing really, really fascinating, weird, bizarre dreams of creatures from other realms and people who died in the past and ghosts and whatever. And maybe you wake up sweaty, or maybe you wake up worried, or maybe you don't know what it's about. There are so many vast, infinite realms outside of what we're perceiving right now in this 3D. And your dream space is really trying to make you reacquaint you with those. But it's a sharp transition what you're going through. It's almost like you're getting an expedited you're getting an expedited process. I want to say awakening, but I don't want to confuse you, because a lot of people translate awakening to something that feels amazing and fun and inspiring, but more often than not, awakening is a very painful process that is similar to what the caterpillar goes through in its cocoon. It doesn't just grow wings. It first melts, dissolves into its molecular structure. It loses its shape, but it melts into it's like a molecular goo inside that cocoon. And then it reshapes itself and regrow into a new matter, a new physical form, the butterfly, and breaks out of that cocoon. So your spirit is pretty much feeling that, so it might be scary a little bit, or you're not sure how to handle it. If you feel like what I'm talking about is something that you've experienced when you were a kid, you may have blocked it because it scared you, and it might return now. So try to not resist, because it's coming back for a reason. You feel like you're opening up to a whole new world that you've never experienced and is completely foreign to you, and yet feels so familiar. And that in itself scares you and excites you. So a bit of an emotional oxymoron there and a dissonance. It's okay. The least resistance you'll have, the better. Look at it as an adventure. Page of Wands in the bottom of the deck. Some of you are experiencing sadness over a missed opportunity with someone special. Okay? And wished you were able to go back to that time, to that place, and present yourself differently. Two of Swords. You really do not want to encounter all the feels that this is bringing up. Some of you that I'm tapping into are really resisting a massive transformation, a spiritual and energetic one. You're blocking knowledge that's trying to reach you, and it does so. Here's why. It doesn't present itself as knowledge. It presents itself as emotional pain, regret, and fear, and facing your own shadow aspects in the mirror and admitting to yourself things that you're not proud of about yourself. And that's the bridge, that's the portal to all this knowledge, to the Akashic records. to the underworld. But it scares the age out of you. It scares the underworld out of you. Don't you tell me, no, I'm excited. Don't you do that. You're resisting. Or you wouldn't have been here. You're trying to approach it from the mind. There we go. You're trying to approach it from your dual mind. It's not going to work. Your heart is also a mind, a brain. I'm not making this up. And it's not a theory. Okay? Not knowing something doesn't cancel its existence. Your heart has around 40,000 cells around it that serve as a brain cell. It's a brain in its own. It's actually smarter, bigger than this brain. Your gut brain is even more strong. Number 1 brain, number 2 brain, number 3 brain. But you're trying to reach this very deep realm that includes yourself and the universe with analyzing it. It won't work. I understand why you do that. You want to cling to whatever makes you feel safe, which is what you know. But there's no safety net here. There is no net. It's infinite. There's no net to infinity. Which ironically makes it nothing but constant net, because infinity forces you to be solely in the present, because there's nothing to look forward to and to calculate the end of, right? It's infinite. So you have no choice. Your entire essence has no choice other than being in this moment alone. And that's infinity. That's why time is illusion. It's a made-up notion. If you truly tap into the moment, absolutely, you discover infinity. Now, I do not recommend to do that, because that way you can't really function in society. This is a spiritual, energetic practice that you do in certain situations. But it's not something that I advise anyone to do on a regular basis, constantly in the moment, constantly in the moment. That's actually dangerous and unhealthy, because guess what? You don't live in the underworld, you live right here, where you schedule a time with someone and you need to be there, or they'll be like, you're a shithead, okay? Where you have a job interview and you need to show up, or they will not hire you and you will not get paid. In this experience, although an illusionary one, a matrixy one, it's still the experience you're experiencing. You're still bound by these rules, whether you like it or not. All of us. Can we stretch these boundaries? Of course. But you gotta find the silver lining, you know? So you are encouraged to visit these realms of infinity in your sleep, in your moments of solitude and space, or when you can, zone out a little bit. But the best way to be lost in those places, the minute you get pushed there because you weren't willing to go there yourself, and the universe is going to push there. The High Priestess and the Death card do not play games. Having them together come out like that, this means something, okay? So whether you like it or not, it's going to happen. Now, that resisting it and not aligning with it and not doing it in your chosen time is the best way to get lost in it once you get pushed there, and then constantly being in the moment. It's going from one extreme to the other, the pendulum effect. You wouldn't do it, and now the universe force or your own spirit forces you, and then you do nothing but it. Both are dangerous spheres to be in. So, go there at your own accord. Show me more, please. A lot of fear of the unknown. 9 of Wands. You are, oh my God, Saggy. You are so open-minded and so intellectual and so adventurous. Why does this scare you so much? What are your other placements? What happened? Is this PTSD? Is this the last time you went to the unknown and trusted and opened up to new realms? You got really, really hurt? I believe you. We all have. Not to take away from that experience or from that pain, but you don't really have a choice. So you may as well stop postponing the end. A lot of you are going to resist this video. You're going to be annoyed with me and you don't even know why. I'm going to tell you why. Because you're resisting. So every single alarm in your body is telling you, don't listen to her. She's dangerous. Okay. So dangerous. So dangerous. I'm not dangerous, you goofball. You're just scared, and that's okay. But if I'm going to let you deal with it by projecting it on me or anyone else who tries to, whether intentionally or not intentionally trigger that in you, that's not going to serve you. That's just will be enabling you, and that's BS. It's not kind. It's not sweet. It's not nice and polite. It's BS. There is something you are called to release, a fear, a pain, a trauma, a cyclical pattern, a pattern of behavior that you're holding on to because of fear and is really, really, really blocking you. Oh, Three of Pentacles. Okay, so create. Work, cooperate, speak to like-minded people as means of taking a break, not as means of escapism. Because when you use something for escapism, it crumbles, always. Whether you use career, or relationships, or sports, or chocolate. If you use anything for the escapism, for the means of escapism, that could literally be spinach. It could be the healthiest, most wonderful thing in the world. If you use it for escapism, it will crumble in order to get you back into dealing. It's not the chocolate's fault. It's not the spinach's fault. It's not the career dream's fault. It's not that gorgeous person's fault. It's not even ways of punishing you. It's just to make sure that you're not using anything as a crutch to avoid dealing. And the thing is, whatever it is that you're using as a crutch right now and escaping to is actually a really, really good thing, or could possibly be a good thing. But because you will possibly tend to overdo it and become obsessed with it, you will potentially sabotage it. We don't want that. That's why we do tarot, to see and to resolve. Four of Swords, Six of Pentacles. You have an opportunity, Saggy, this month to do something that will grant you with an income, with acknowledgement, and longevity, financially and career-wise. But you will also have the tendency to stall, to overthink, to not act on it, which will leave you in a position that is weaker, meaning it will leave you in a position where the opportunity that you had has sailed, and now this workplace, this opportunity, this person now can only give you less than they could have before had you taken the opportunity. Hey, Saggy, do you want to do this? And it's great, and it's paying, and it's something that you enjoy, and it's aligned with your craft and all that. but there's something about it that scares you a little bit, or is unknown to you, or maybe whatever. And you're like, no, I need to think about it. 4 days into it, 4 weeks into it, you're like, of course I want to do it. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. And they're like, okay, well, this is no longer available, or this is no longer applicable, but we can give you this and that. It's less. So if I was a nasty reader, I'd be like, this is what will happen. But I'm not a nasty reader. I'm a smart reader. So I'm telling you, this is what could happen if you'll continue with this attitude. Opportunity to change. Sorry, I'm being super vain right now. I don't care. It's only vain if you're wrong. On another note, you might be receiving inheritance. That's for those of you who lost someone recently. It will possibly come in during December, end of December-ish, towards Capricorn season. So I'm guessing past the 20th of December. Or other finances that you've possibly been waiting on. But because I have the Nine of Swords and the Death card, I think this could be an inheritance. Two of Cups. Who else had this in a similar position and timing? Ophiuchus yesterday. Saggy, some of you are actually Ophiuchuses and you don't know you're an Ophiuchus. The 13th sign, born between November 28th to December 18th. I might be a day off. So check out Ophiuchus. Two of Cups. And then came Love. Now this could be these two right here, because these are divine counterparts. These two have been around on Earth since before Earth. Like the underworld was the first to be built. Like that's the black hole that spurs out Earth. Okay. So you might be two very, very ancient souls, soulmates. That are coming together. Now, Two of Cups is partnership. It's fun. It's romantic. It's not marriage yet anyway. It's dating. It's a beginning of a relationship. Now, there's no time frame. It doesn't mean that it has to be 2 days or 2 months or a year, whatever, but it feels like a new relationship. Now, Two of Cups doesn't mean new person. Two of Cups means new relationship. This could be existing person that you're familiar with, or it could be someone new. But because I have these two right here starting the reading, it insinuates someone you're familiar with. Show me more. For Saggy! December! Happy birthday! Tell me more about this. The Hermit in the reverse. Interesting. I don't know how and why, but in some way, shape, or form, for some of you, there might be an ancestor involved in this connection. Possibly guided it and has timed it, and so the wait is over, now is the time kind of thing. But for some of you, this could be something that regardless, this took a long time. This could mean that this person has been around you for a long time. But one of you was in a place of solitude. There's a lot of solitude here, overthinking. I think it's more likely to be you, Saggy, but you can reverse the roles as with anything because these are general readings. Right, I might be speaking to a cross-watcher that is dealing with a Sag. It can also show that whatever romance is shown here, one of you is still very addicted to solitary and to being alone, and it's going to be a challenge to try to bridge the gap and connect, right? Can you clarify this, please, for Saggy? Page of Wands. Okay, I think what it means is someone is really, really tired, hopefully you, of being alone or being solitary or overthinking or taking long periods of time of thinking and, you know, in your space, and you just want to have fun and adventure and go out and enjoy and experience, which I understand, once again, as long as it's not because you're escaping going within, rather you feel like you've done enough and now you're ready to move forward. Because if you'll just not deal and do it as means of like running away from yourself, then that beautiful connection might possibly crumble later on, because these shadows will creep in and affect you and your behavior. And also I'm seeing something really good here. You're deciding to drop all the wands of paranoia and fear and waiting, and you're like, I'm done waiting. You could have like avoided being with someone because you were too scared of what it might mean. And that fear is the thing you are experiencing and going in and resolving and freeing yourself from. Thus liberating yourself in general. I hope I'm being clear and not confusing. There's a lot of things going on here. One more card. One or two more cards for Sag for December, please. Okay. Ace of Cups in reverse with clarification. One more card to clarify this, please. Justice and Ace of Cups in the reverse. The Justice card speaks of Ma'at, an Egyptian goddess that, according to myth, sits in the gates of heaven. And when you go there, she's like, okay, she weighs your heart on a scale against a feather. If your heart is lighter than a feather, you may continue to the high frequency, to this beautiful relationship, to this healing, etc. Right? This is an analogy. And if not, then you have to go back and go through that once again. You cannot escape this. So I'm seeing a lot of you tempted by the end of the month. This shows me an actual escapism where you're like, no, not dealing. And so some of you, those who will do that, you will just cycle right back to the wheel of karma. And you'll go through same type of lessons, copy paste, until you deal. For those of you who won't, this will actually look in the upright. Okay, when you cross the portals, the gate of this Ma'at, for this new emotional start, for this love will come in. Now what do? Do you use it as a crutch to avoid yourself and take it out on them, thus sabotaging it? Or you're going to do all this work in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, so when this person comes in, or you open up to them, or you're encouraged to take things to the next level, you have healthy boundaries and you have healthy generosity. Not too much here, not too much there. I will continue this in the extended that will focus on the dynamic between you and this person of yours. We'll see into both your mind and heart space, all your actions, the dynamic, and how things unfold throughout December. And we'll also have messages for your love life from the runes. You can find it below over on Patreon or on Vimeo. On Patreon, you have all the extendeds for the month and past months for unlimited streaming, depending on the tier you choose. The extended starts at tier number 2, and it has many other VIP good stuff. I do recommend tier number 3, obviously, but you check it out. Find me on Instagram as The Existential Shift. If you're new to my channel, subscribe, press the bell button to receive notifications, and comment your thoughts. I love you. Happy birthday. I will see you in a second in your extended. Check out Tarot Masterclass, and you can join my channel as a member. I don't like a lot of things at once. You got this. You're smart. You can handle it. Bye.